Oh, hello YouTube, hello Twitch, welcome back for yet another YouTube guide, and we are finally going to one of the oldest battleships in the game, the Montana. Now you notice I played the BA Montana, which is the Wii version, but I'm only using it to run Halsey on it. Other than that, it's exactly a Monty's, so not a different ship at all. We're looking at the matchmaking. We have a fair few tier 10s here. We are on the map Estuary, which I really like. And we are on the right flank. Now, what makes Monty so special? Or in case, what doesn't make it special? Monty is all about these pretty big salvos. You have 12 guns, which are fairly accurate. The only real downside you have with it, you're lacking the overmatch. Because you have 406mm, so you lack 30mm overmatch. And the shells are very slow, so they're harder to aim than most other VPs on tier 10. However, again, the accuracy is kind of good because you can run on the US ships the minus 11% dispersion. You have also fairly okayish HE if needed. Since the accuracy is pretty good, you land a lot of shells which guarantee a lot of fires eventually. The ship is okayish from the speed. The AA is pretty decent. Concealment is nothing to really talk about. It is also fairly tanky as long as you don't show broadside. Your citadel sits on the waterline. If you are caught, especially while turning in, where you lift your citadel, I'm gonna demonstrate it real quick. If you turn in like this, you lift this part of the ship, you're very easy to citadel by battleships and even cruisers, because the citadel protection below water is pretty bad. However, if you're going in a straight line, the cruisers will not really have the easiest time. And for BBs, they will still strike you, but you should always be angled, kind of. The firing angles are also pretty good. Another kind of downside and kind of power crap is the rudder shift. The rudder shift is really bad on the ship. So you gotta be very careful that you not need to instantly like turn to another direction and plan quite ahead. It did receive a couple of buffs though. I think the rudder shift actually got buffed a bit over the years as well. It used to be far worse. And we also have an improved heal. This is not a standard heal, but this is not a super heal either. It's just like a better standard heal pretty much. Which unfortunately doesn't really help you against citadel and torpedo damage, but mainly against normal pen and fire and damage and so on. As you can see, we lost already quite some HP here, unfortunately. But it's fine, let that fire still burn through to get the AR running a bit. Good. That's an Azuma. So we can pen him everywhere. Man, the game is way too loud for me. There we go. Should be a pretty punishing shot. Nah, I mean 13k, it's okay. Man, we lost a lot of HP here super fast. Fairly annoying, to be honest. I wonder what hit me at the beginning, by the way, because that was non-healable damage, but it wasn't a sit, so I was kind of confused.
Ship is on fire.
Anyway, you want to try to get these pocket shots, these pocket broadside shots, because you're fairly accurate. The problem with the accuracy is, or not with the accuracy, but with the shells is, as I said, they're very slow. So people have unfortunately quite a lot of reaction time on the shells, which kind of ruins the purpose of the accuracy. I wish the shells would be a bit faster, like not actually more pen, but more faster in general, so people could react not that fast. As you can see, we had 16 cam, it's nearly 10 seconds shell travel time, which is very long for BB guns. We're gonna switch here to HE because he's committing and it's no sin. Gonna play it fairly defensive now. At least due to AR, we have a pretty decent reload of 27 seconds now. And there's fire, insta DCP. I'm gonna switch to AP here because he's going full broadside.
Spotter returning to ship.
No. Oh, that was a mistake. I have no clue why you opened up there in the middle of this turn. That was a really bad mistake.
Target penetrated.
Wow, no sit. I mean, it was a good salvo, but a bit sad that we didn't get a sit here. 9 pence is still good, though. I mean, 30k is 30k. Now we're gonna try to get a permafire so we can't go dark. As you can see, once we angled, we're fairly tanky. And... okay, still a good salvo, but not a permafire. Well, would you look at this? Why are the people like super broadside here? The boys really want to get smacked.
Confirmed penetration.
Yeah, congratulations, Cohorn. Confirmed penetration. We're gonna finish off the Cohorn, then we're gonna go for the Ohio again. I don't think he can go dark anymore. Or can he? I need the lock on. Man, I can't see. Where is he heading? Okay, he's gonna stay straight like this. This should be an overmatch on his back, and we should have him here. Beautiful. K9 Cruise gone. The cool thing is about the accuracy, on the other hand, when you have like medium range combats, medium range finds, you can consistently smack the people, as you could see with this guy here, for example. Gonna turn in again. Vertical dispersion is also pretty good on Monty, which is very, very nice. So overall, again, the guns are actually not that bad. I mean, they're lacking a bit of pen and they are very slow when it comes to shell speed, but the accuracy is very, very nice. Overall, Monty is still a solid BB. I know a lot of people say like it's power crap to hell, but honestly, it's still doing fairly decent. Sure, it could have a bit faster shell speed, or a bit better rudder shift still, but other than that, the ship is in a fine spot. What it lacks in overmatch, it compensates for decent accuracy, to be honest. Now we're gonna push down here and see what we can do about the Ohio and Viesma. And we can also go into A-cap. I still would love to see though what happened, but punished me at the beginning. Because I cannot explain what that was. It wasn't a sit. It wasn't a torpedo. And I could barely heal anything from it. And I think full pens are still at like 30%. And that did not look like 30% healable damage. So I'm really confused. Okay, Mr. Ohio. There we go. Now we got the sits. Let's go. I aimed very, very low though. I was actually afraid they might fall short. Very, very nice. We're gonna get one more sub off here. The cool thing about the guns are, because they're so slow, they have very, very interesting arcs. So you can lob. We can even lob here, which is kind of crazy if you think about it. If plunging fire would exist, Monty would probably the battleship that would be able to use it in this game. I'm gonna go for a blind fire here. Can't see him because of the cyclone kicking in, but we could aim with the minimap. Ah, an overpen, nice. Now we go into A-cap. Very, very decent. The beginning 2 minutes were kind of but then we like really utilized the ship's strength. Got up quite some nice damage, and now all we got to do is just move to sea and finish off the rest. What's that? What do you mean? We're doing a guide right now how to play Montana. Okay. Gonna blind fire again on the Azuma. As you can see, look at the minimap where I'm aiming. I'm trying to lead. The thing is, the icon is not always perfectly synchronized with the ship on the map, but it gives you a rough guess where it is. And I wish it would be actually exactly what the ship is, but again, it's not that optimal. But you have nothing better to shoot, just use it.
Spotter returning to ship.
I don't even know how much HP our Begonia has right now. Theoretically, I don't know the HP pools, but theoretically Begonia should easily lose to Yamato. Unless he can make it to the ram or the drive-by. But Yama can just ignore his armor and go straight for the nose. It's the Begonia. Man, I would really love to see the HP pools. Looks like they're gonna ram each other though. Unless I hit the Yamato cheek here, which would be crazy. Problem is with no lock on, we can't really aim that. Oh! Never mind. We gotta sit on the Yamato. Okay, they had a drive-by, but both are alive. What am I witnessing? Guys, I wanna see what happens there. Oh, we gotta kill that Yamato so hard. Come on. He should be spotted at any point now. Hello, game. Ah, I think that angle is too good. Yeah. That was hilarious. I would have loved to see what happened there. But yeah, we're ending up with 174k damage, 1 kill. Pretty decent result. As you can see, Monty is still more than capable to be used in this. Again, whatever happened there at the beginning, I have no clue. I still would love to see what there was, but that's Monty for you. You played a bit safer at the beginning, you utilized the really good accuracy, you punish broadside shots. People tend to do a lot of mistakes in front of you or not respecting you. As for example at Ohio, he could have stayed dark, but he made the mistake of shooting while being broadside, and that costed him so much HP. So yeah, that's Monty for you. Still worth a grind. I think in fact the whole line is great for learning battleships. This and the Russian BB line are in my opinion the best learning battleship lines in the game. This one will learn you how to aim a lot, because these are generally speaking the slowest shells in the game pretty much when it comes to BBs, next to Vermont obviously and other US BBs, although the Vermont has less shell drag because it's bigger. So this line is teaching you very well where to how to aim, because you need to lead quite well, and the Russian line is very good because it will teach you a lot about angling, because if you don't do it you will just completely get punished. Plus it will also teach you a bit about close combat, which is very nice. So the Montana and the Kremlin line are, in my opinion, the best lines to start with. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you to the next guide, my friends.